The Morrison government is moving to bring in sweeping new laws which would give it the power to block deals involving foreign nations in what is a major flexing of its constitutional powers. The Commonwealth's pushing to regulate all agreements that state, territory and local governments and even universities make with other countries.
Under the bill, the Foreign Minister would have the power to terminate existing agreements, including Victoria's controversial Belt and Road deal with China. Australia's relationship with China is increasingly fraught as concerns grow about attempted foreign interference. Let's go to Canberra for the latest. Our political reporter is Jade McMillan. So, Jade, what are the details?
Well, the federal government argues that it has exclusive responsibility for Australia's foreign affairs, but a number of states and territories, councils and universities have their own arrangements with foreign governments. The Victorian government took the Commonwealth by surprise when it signed up to China's Belt and Road initiative. The Premier, Daniel Andrews, argues that it would be good news for the state's economy and for jobs, but it did raise concerns within the federal coalition, particularly among those who were worried about China's influence in Australia. Under this legislation being unveiled today, the Foreign Minister, Marise Payne, would have the power to review any existing or prospective arrangements with foreign governments, and she could terminate any that were considered to be inconsistent with Australia's foreign policy. Senator Payne won't say whether the Victorian agreement, the Belt and Road agreement, would be in the firing line if this legislation passes. She'll only say that it's one of many that the government would be looking at.
We've got 135 just in open source. There will be many more that we are unable to identify until we do the stocktake or states and territories return the results of the stocktake. So as we pursue this process, I think Australians will be reassured that undertakings made by state and territory governments are focused on being in Australia's national interest as part of their state and territory.
That's the Minister speaking just a couple of minutes ago. Jade, the government really wants to get moving on this pretty quickly.
That's right. States and territories received a national security briefing in the lead up to this announcement. The government hopes to introduce this legislation next week and then pass it by the end of the year. If that happens, states and territories, unis and councils would be given 6 months to put a list together of all of their existing arrangements. The Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade would then review that list and a public register would also be set up.
Jade, thank you for that.